In the dry season, when there is not enough water from the river.
He says by about April or May, a design should be completed for taking water across the Yalas River. The NIDP is an initiative under the National Irrigation Commission, which is in charge of all public irrigation systems in Jamaica. The program is funded through a $21 million loan from the Inter-American Development Bank, the IDB. Residents of Greenfield in St. Elizabeth will soon have access to an improved roadway. Ground was broken recently for the rehabilitation of 3.2 kilometers of road in the community. The construction work will be carried out at a cost of $32 million. The Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, will provide $27 million, and the other $5 million will be coming from the Constituency Development Fund, the CDF. Member of Parliament for Southwest St. Elizabeth and Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, Dr. Christopher Tufton, says the project will improve the livelihood of the residents. He says projects such as this one help to empower communities.
We have to help communities to have infrastructure such as roads, because they need to move in and out in order to access the amenities that are available, in order to take advantage of the resources that are around them. In our case here in Greenfield, the farmlands, in order to access the markets that are outside of this community so you, the farmers, can earn a living for yourselves.
As part of the project, pipelines will be laid to improve water supply to several communities in the area. Residents will also benefit from disaster management and mitigation training. The district of Greenfield is located in the community of Watchwell in southwest St. Elizabeth. The Scout Association is celebrating 100 years in Jamaica in 2010. The year-long centenary celebrations was launched at a press conference in Mandeville on the weekend. At the launch, Executive Director of the Tourism Enhancement Fund, the TEF, Ian Nita, lauded the work of the organization.
And I think a movement like the Scout movement can be at the forefront in restoring us to the values that we grew up on and that we have become proud to be associated with. And I really want to encourage you to not give up on the youth.
Chief Commissioner of the Scout Movement, the Reverend Barrington Soares, also addressed the function.
Scouting is one of the finest programs in our country for young people. Our country can be a better place because of the principle of scouting.
Throughout the year, the Scout Association will stage several events to mark its entry into Jamaica from England in 1910. Activities will take place at the district, parish and regional levels and include an international jamboree on July 23 at the Essex Valley Agricultural Showground in St. Elizabeth and a Cub and Scout Culturama on December 4 in Kingston. And finally, in today's newscast, Prime Minister Bruce Golding's radio talk show program Jamaica House Live returns tomorrow. The first show for 2010 begins as usual at 8:30 p.m. on most radio stations. Last year, the Prime Minister addressed numerous queries and concerns from Jamaicans at home and abroad. The support unit in the office of the Prime Minister was also busy taking follow-up action on many issues that came up in the programs. This year, listeners will once again get an opportunity to share their views and have their questions answered. Local callers can contact the Prime Minister at the telephone numbers on screen now. Persons can also call toll-free from the United States and Canada at 1-888-527-6121 or email jamaicahousealive@gmail.com. The program is also streamed live on the JIS website at www.jis.gov.jm. Jamaica House Live is aired monthly on the last Wednesday. And those are the stories making the news today. For more information, please visit our website at www.jis.gov.jm. Stay with us. Jamaica Magazine continues.
January 26 is the deadline for exchanging your domestic bonds under the Jamaica Debt Exchange Program. This deadline refers to bonds issued on or before December 31, 2009 and which will mature on or after February 16, 2010. For more information, please call the Ministry of Finance at 932-5400 or City Finance Limited at 936-3245. A public service announcement from the Jamaica Information Service.
As mentioned earlier in our newscast, the Ministry of National Security will this year be building on some important steps taken last year. JIS TV's Rewind 2009 backs up a few paces today to look once again at the major developments in that ministry during the year just ended.
Keeping Jamaicans safe in 2009 was a task that proved challenging for the government. Still, in spite of the threat posed by the guns for drugs trade and the mayhem created by criminal gangs, the administration made inroads in several areas, like getting local policemen trained and certified as crime scene investigators, providing special computer software so the police can create sketches of suspects based on witness descriptions, and a program to reintegrate deportees and ex-convicts back into society. We begin, though, with a look at a couple of key changes in leadership as the administration continued in its mission to find the best fit for a tough job. At the start of the year, Colonel Trevor Macmillan was the man at the helm of the National Security Ministry, but a cabinet reshuffle in April brought a new boss. Senator Dwight Nelson assumed responsibility for the security portfolio just ahead of the Easter holidays. And it was a proverbial baptism of fire. Within 2 weeks, the new security minister had to handle an airplane hijacking in the second city.
At approximately 10:22 last night, a man aged 21 years, armed with a weapon, forced his way through security checkpoints and boarded an aircraft that was bound for Halifax in Canada via Havana, Cuba. The aircraft was expected to transport well over 100 Canadians who had been holidaying in Jamaica.
Under the glare of the international media, the security forces responded swiftly and professionally, and disaster was averted.
Right from the Prime Minister on down, the Jamaican authorities have demonstrated a competency and a professionalism and a rapidity in dealing with events that I think is not just something we're deeply appreciative for, but quite frankly awed by. And it's really been quite a performance for which all of you should be very proud.
There was also a change in the leadership of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Faced with a worsening crime problem and demands for greater results from the administration, Rear Admiral Hardley Lewin called it quits in November.
On the 12th of October, I met with the chairman of the Police Service Commission, Professor Gordon Shirley, and advised him that the Cabinet was deeply concerned about the escalating level of crime, that we did not feel that the strategies being pursued were effectively addressing the problem, and that the Cabinet had lost confidence in the ability of the Commissioner to deliver the results that the country required. On Sunday last, Mr. Speaker, I was advised by the Chairman of the Police Service Commission that the Commissioner had tendered his resignation, which the Commission had accepted.
An acting commissioner, Owen Ellington, was named, and a new strategy outlined. Aspects of the new crime strategy outlined by the acting commissioner late in 2009 included a renewed focus on criminal gangs, additional police on the streets, and the active pursuit of corrupt police. At the top of that list of dirty cops, Harry Bungles Daly, a superintendent. With the help of senior members of the force, Daly was prosecuted, found guilty, and sentenced for corruption in December.
As long as I am in charge, I will use every lawful means at my disposal to find those individuals and to get rid of them from the Jamaica Constabulary Force on the ground that they have lost my confidence as Commissioner and they have lost the moral authority.